Welcome to the Scopes Monkey Trial mock trial. In 1925, Tennessee's Governor Austin Peay signed the Butler Act into law, banning the teaching of evolution in public schools. The Butler Act, enacted on March 21, 1925, made teaching evolution unlawful in public schools and universities in Tennessee. It was eventually repealed in 1967. This act represented a clash between modern scientific views and religious fundamentalism in American society. Dayton residents, wanting to challenge the new law, recruited high school teacher John Scopes to test the Butler Act. John Scopes agreed to teach evolution from a textbook, thereby intentionally violating the Butler Act and setting the stage for a legal battle. The Scopes trial became a daring challenge to the Butler Act, attracting national attention to the conflict over teaching evolution. The trial featured two legal giants, Clarence Darrow, defending Scopes, and William Jennings Bryan, assisting the prosecution. The courtroom became the stage for a dramatic debate between these legal titans over science, religion, and the law. The Scopes trial highlighted the deep divide between traditionalist and modernist viewpoints in the United States. The trial officially began on July 10, 1925, in Dayton, Tennessee's courthouse. The event was highly publicized, with reporters arriving from across the country. Key arguments centered on the right to teach evolution. Darrow questioned Bryan about his literal interpretation of the Bible, leading to a clash of legal and religious arguments. William Jennings Bryan testified on the stand, facing intense questioning from Clarence Darrow regarding his religious views and literal reading of the Bible. This questioning was a major event. The Scopes trial garnered massive media coverage, with newspapers across the nation reporting on the monkey trial and the clash of titans between Darrow and Bryan. Headlines screamed about the conflict between science and faith, capturing the public's imagination and sparking national debate about evolution in schools. Bryan defended the Butler Act, arguing it protected Christian fundamentalists' beliefs and upheld the Bible's literal account of creation. He contended that public schools should not teach the theory of evolution. However, Bryan's legal defense erred by focusing on the religious and scientific aspects of evolution rather than arguing the constitutionality or legality of the Butler Act itself. A key strategic error was not arguing the legality of the act. Citing the 10th Amendment, which reserves powers to the states, could have led to a legal win, as Tennessee had the authority to pass the law. Bryan's failure to argue the constitutional legality of the Butler Act was a missed opportunity for the prosecution to secure a more decisive victory. Clarence Darrow's skillful cross-examination of Bryan made the fundamentalist cause appear outdated in the eyes of the public. Darrow's questioning of Bryan on the literal interpretation of the Bible was widely publicized, ultimately granting Darrow a victory in the court of public opinion. Despite the dramatic public victory for Darrow, John Scopes was found guilty of violating the Butler Act and fined $100 at the trial's conclusion. The Tennessee Supreme Court later overturned Scopes' conviction and $100 fine on a legal technicality, specifically due to the judge setting the fine instead of the jury. Significantly, the Supreme Court did not rule on the constitutionality of the Butler Act, meaning the legal issue of teaching evolution remained officially unresolved. The Butler Act, which made teaching evolution unlawful in Tennessee schools, was finally repealed in 1967, allowing the theory of evolution to be taught once again. The Scopes trial sparked decades of national debate about evolution in schools. It highlighted the ongoing conflict between science and religion and the separation of church and state in education. The trial's perceived framing as a battle between science and religion influenced public opinion, despite the core legal issue being the state's right to pass the law. Today, legal battles continue over teaching evolution, with debates focusing on including creationism and intelligent design, showing the enduring impact of the Scopes trial.